Hello, everybody. Welcome to Discover the Magic of River Cruising with AmaWaterways. I am so excited that you're here tonight with me because I have so much to tell you. I had so much fun on that river cruise. It was my very first trip ever on a river cruise, and I can't wait to share it all with you. But before I tell you how my experience was, I want to tell you that I have a special guest today, and she is a representative from AmaWaterways, and she will be telling you everything for the Christmas markets. And I'm so excited because it's the most wonderful time of the year. So you're gonna love it, and I'm going to tell you that she is a wealth of information, and you can ask as many questions as you like because she's here to answer them for you. And her name is Marcy, and she's going to tell you everything about herself later. So, I was nervous about traveling to Europe after this pandemic and my first 8-hour flights in a plane. So I had one of those face shields on with 2 masks on, and I looked like I was gonna go to space or something. But I was very nervous because I have allergic asthma, and it was my first trip, long trip, and I didn't want to take any chances. So I took 2 PCR tests, one PCR test and one antigen test before I went. So I know that I didn't have COVID, but I want to make sure that I was okay. So I had a wonderful experience going through Europe on a river cruise on the Danube River, which you see a picture right here. And that castle, you can see it and admire and you can take like 20,000 pictures of just one castle because you was like, oh my God, I can't believe that is up there. How did they build that in there? And then on the other side of the river, you see all the vines for the grapes because it's wine country. And every night we had a glass of wine with our meals from that region. So that was spectacular. And I don't drink a lot, but another travel advisor was telling me, you're here now, try everything. Like, I can't try everything because I don't eat meat, but I will try them as much as I can. So the Germany experience, that was amazing. I've been in Germany just at the airport, but this one actually I went to Munich and I walked around the city. I was cold, it was rainy, but I still enjoyed it. I ate pasta at a cozy little restaurant in the middle of the city, and they have blankets to wrap around myself so I wouldn't be cold. And took a lot of pictures and the train ride. Oh wow, that was another story because we took the train the wrong way on our way to Wishofen to get on the train. So I asked somebody on the train and said, just get off here and take the train the other way. So there is so many adventures from that day that I would take the whole day to tell you about it. But the welcoming experience into the river cruise, it was incredible. The staff, the crew, so welcoming, so lovely. They took our luggage into the room and show us around. If you need anything, just call us. And the most important thing, the cruise manager, she was a doll. And when you walked into the river cruise, there are 2 desks on the top of the stairs, and that's the cruise manager right there. She's available for you anytime, whatever you need. She's doing for you, or the hotel manager over there as well. So we have entertainment on the river cruise every night. We had chats with other guests that came on board, and we couldn't dance, but there was dancing. I can tell you that. And every city that we stopped at along the river, it has its own charm, especially Vienna. I love Vienna. I can't wait to go back. The city where Mozart played, and that's where he ended his life right there. But the cute little town where he grew up, I want to spend more time there because I didn't have enough time to see it. So I want to go back and explore other areas that I didn't see. So river cruising is for me definitely over and over and over. So I hope that is for you as well. So Budapest, oh my gosh, Budapest is incredible. And Slovakia, the experience of each culture is totally different. So you have to go with open hearts and mind and try everything, like my friend said, and eat everything because all the food is locally sourced. So there is nothing there that it was cooked yesterday. No, I saw them coming in that morning with everything when we were taking off to do a tour. They were coming in with the food, so you will miss out. Believe me, you will be in an incredible cruise and tours, and the tours are incredible, all taken care of for you. So I'm gonna be quiet now because I talk a lot and I can talk all day or all night, and I'm gonna let Marcy tell you more about the incredible opportunities for you for this Christmas. Take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Sheyla. She almost did my whole presentation. That was great. It's always wonderful to speak with someone who has just returned, because it builds energy, and it's a very experiential process that we are so very, very proud of at AmaWaterways. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. I especially appreciate it. I know time is valuable. So I'm going to go through really what AMA is all about. And when I do that, because I talk with my hands so much, I'm going to take myself off of camera so I don't distract you. And I want you to really get to enjoy this journey. So here we go, and I'll get back on right at the end. If you have any questions, you can put them in questions or in chat. Thank you so much. Let me take you along the journey. Okay, so our history, AmaWaterways, we are only on the rivers, and we are on the rivers in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Egypt. And it really is important. We focus all of our energies on being the best we can possibly be on the rivers. So we don't have large vessels. We have the small, beautiful, quaint vessels that the river will support, if you will. So our heart at AmaWaterways is truly on the river. We are a family-owned and operated business since 2002. In July, we celebrated our 19th birthday. And these three people were involved with us from the very beginning. So Rudy Schreiner is our founder, co-founder, and president. Rudy is a gentleman from Vienna, Austria. Rudy is the only river executive to be known in the Cruise Line Hall of Fame for innovation. And what that really means to you is that Rudy builds our ships very different than any other ships on the river. Ours are more shallow at the draw than anyone else's river vessels. And what that means is the rivers come three ways. They come perfect water, high water, low water. So you can imagine the toughest one there would be the low water. It's hard to float a vessel when you don't have any water. Well, in 2018, we had a year of drought, and we experienced some challenges on the Danube and on the Rhine. We are the only river line on the rivers that did not cancel one sailing. We were able to operate our ships on the Rhine River in 11 inches of water. So very important for you, because your vacation should be on the river. We shouldn't be motor coaching you through the world. And everyone else had to do that but us. Then we have Christine Karst, who is from Dresden, Germany, has a dual degree in tourism, has traveled the world globally many, many times. And Christine is very involved in our customer service on board, the experience for our guests on board, and she also works very closely with our international advisors. And then we have the Murphy family, and the Murphy family used to own Brendan Worldwide Tours. And Brendan was one of the largest land-based companies that took some of the first groups over to Europe. They are Irish by trade or by culture, and So they came to the forefront with Christine and Rudy, knowing how to package the product. What did people want to see? What did they want to do? And today, his son, Jimmy Murphy, was our founder. His son, Gary, has stepped into his father's legacy, and he works with us every single day with our global partners as well. One thing very, very important, when the pandemic hit, we wanted everyone to know that their vacation dollars were safe with us. As you can imagine, there was a little bit of panic, not a lot, which was good, but we gave everybody the option of the full refund or taking a future cruise credit with an additional 15%. And most all of our guests did that. But where we did have a few refunds, the real reasoning was people said, who's going to be in business after this? So it was very important that Rudy deliver our message, and that was that we are a debt-free company. And due to the fact that we are debt-free, we pay for our ships in cash. It saves us a lot of dollars on fees and fines and tolls and all these other expenses. So what it allows us to do is to put those dollars back into the onboard experience. And I think that's where we really focus, is our guests' onboard experience and creating memories of a lifetime. So your vacation dollars are safe with us. We are going to be around for a very, very long time, as is Sheyla. They are safe with her as well. But I think that's very important for people to realize. While I'm on this, I want to also tell you that we are the only river line that operated during COVID. From the 5th of July of last year to the first week of November, carrying over 1,800 guests with no incidents. So we have a lot of protocols in place. It allowed us to perfect protocols so that, again, we could turn around and operate this year. And we are currently in the water with 20 of our ships and have been since July. So here we are, and I just want to kind of cover the rivers with you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any of the rivers except the Rhine and the Danube, because we're going to go over the Christmas markets. But let me start with the Danube River. Here it is. It is the longest, largest river in Western Europe, taking you all the way from the beautiful floating country of the Netherlands down into Romania on your way to the Black Sea. This particular river has more embarkation, debarkation ports than any other river, and it is the only river that can offer you a consecutive 14-day sailing. In addition to that, the topography of this river is very mountainous, very lush, very beautiful. Vineyards to the village edge, the water's edge, some castles, but you will see a lot of palaces on this river. Lots of palaces. The other thing this river offers is some war history, because we get up into here through this area, obviously where the wars took place. Then you have the Rhine River running a very close tie to being first. And the Rhine River is starting you in Switzerland, or starting you again in the beautiful floating Netherlands, and coming all the way down to Switzerland. This river in particular is known for its castles. So we travel through an area called the Rhine Gorge. It is about a 26-mile journey, and there are over 60 castles on the Rhine River. So in this area, you will see about close to 30 of those castles. And we give you the history, and you get to know all about them. So if castles are intriguing to you, this would probably be the river where I would start you. And the topography of this river, very lush, very mountainous, but more rocky type mountains. It's got a lot more jagged rocks in these mountains. And then of course you've got the vineyards to the water's edge with the beautiful, colorful little villages like you do on the Danube. And then you of course have the Seine River, which is the river of the arts in the northern part of France. You have Bordeaux. You have the Douro down here in Portugal and Spain. You have the Rhone and the Saône River over here on the eastern side of France. This is the area where they raise all of the lavender, and you see the beautiful lavender fields. Then we come up here to this beautiful little river known as the Mosel. And the Mosel River is quite a lady. She's narrow and she's curvy. Very, very beautiful river. To describe her, I would say something you would see in a Disney book. Very, very beautiful river. Because she is so short, we combine her with the Main Canal and the Danube, the Main Canal and the Rhine, offering you 7, 10, and 11-day sailings. Then we come over here to our exotics. We started last month in September. September 5th was our first sailing on the Nile River, the beautiful Nile River in Egypt. And this is an 11-day program that has been extremely successful, and the ship has been full. So even though, you know, we have some challenges, or we have some a few obstacles traveling, this has not stopped anyone, as well as neither has going to Europe. And then you have on this Israel, Jordan, and Dubai in the United Arab Emirates being offered as your pre and post extension program. Then you come over here to Southeast Asia, and we have Vietnam and Cambodia, and this year is the first year that we've added Thailand. So you've got, this is a really life-changing journey, life-changing for the best. It's an amazing part of the world. If this is a place you have never been, I hope you will add it to your bucket list. And then Africa. Not too often do we think about Africa on water, but we have the Chobe River, and it runs separating the country of Botswana and Namibia, and it's a 5,000-acre conservatory that was originally set aside for the preservation of the African elephant in the times when poaching was almost putting them into extinction. It is one of the most beautiful ways to see Africa. We have 5 different programs. So if that's on your bucket list, wow, don't forget you want to see Africa, some of it by water. Very important to note, at AmaWaterways, we offer you up to 6 tours per day, not just 1. That's very different than many of the other river lines. And we break them down by ability. So our small groups are going to range from 12, maybe 14 most, and you have a private guide. There are gentle walkers, regular walkers, and active walkers. So you can determine how you're feeling that day and determine how many things you want to see or not see, and just stroll. Christine, our owner and founder, is very passionate about wellness and about health and mind. And we have a wellness instructor on every single one of our Europe ships. They do 5 classes a day, and these classes do not conflict with your other tours. So they'll be from 30 to 45 minutes. They might be anywhere from a core stretching to a cardio to a Zumba to a yoga to some dancing. It just depends. But the beautiful part is it's all complimentary. You don't have to sign up. You just show up, and they really make it fun. One of the things that I have done many times I've been on board is yoga and champagne tasting, or core stretching and chocolate tasting. So lots and lots of fun. Our guests really, really enjoy and appreciate this. So dining, no one goes on vacation to have bad food, right? Well, we don't want you to ever think that's where you're going to be with us. That's why we have a 5-star rating. Everything on board is sourced locally. As Sheyla told you, it is sourced locally with farmers, markets, and growers, and everything is fresh. So you're eating very, very healthy, and you're eating a 5-star dining experience. Also, in the mornings, we have sparkling wine or fresh mimosas. At noon and at dinner, we have hand-selected premium wines selected by our owners, and they are going to match the culinary experience of the region that you're traveling. So every day these change. Very important to know. One of the other things I think that's really fun, and it's important to me because I love bread and pastries, is that we have our own bakeries on board. So not unusual in a morning time to have 7 or 8 different types of breads and fresh pastries that we are making for you on board. The other thing to note is that we have a coffee cafe available to you 24 hours a day in the lounge area with cappuccinos, espressos, lattes, the finest Swiss hot chocolate ever, and international tea stations. We have mineral waters, detoxification waters. In the afternoons, we have, of course, lemonades and iced teas and all of the other things that you could possibly want. At lunch, we serve the premium wines and the international beers, and at dinner, we do the same, and those are unlimited to you, as well as every night for an hour before dinner, we have open bar social hour. So everybody has a chance to try something different. And then we have the chef's table. And the chef's table is an amazing experience. It holds 24 to 28 guests. It is a 9-course meal prepared a la minute, or each plate prepared at the moment for each guest. It is an exceptional dining experience, about 2.5 hours, 2 hours, and they're telling you about all the different things that you're eating, and they're pairing these beautiful premium wines for you at the same time. In this area as well, we have a coffee cafe. So maybe you're the person that maybe just wants to try 1 glass of wine and then you'd like to have coffee. Absolutely, you may do so and enjoy the experience. This room is built panoramic at the opposite end of the ship from the original restaurant or the dining area. And so you are looking at the beautiful viewing of the river as you're traveling and having this fine meal. So now here comes the fun. Let's go to the holidays. So I love the holidays, and I love the holiday river cruises. I just picked this picture because it has so many beautiful pictures of some of the traditions that you will see. This is a Christmas dinner, and this is duck. They eat a lot of duck on their holiday for Christmas. And, you know, where we have turkey, maybe ham, their favorite and one of their specialties is duck. And then over here, you have the stolen bread, which is this homemade bread. Actually, you can get stolen bread from Germany. Here in the United States, sometimes they have it like in international food areas. But it is over there, their pastries and their breads are not nearly as full of sugar as ours. So they're more of a light, nutty tasting bread, the stolen bread. It's got a little bit of fruit in it, but then they sprinkle this powdered sugar over the top, which just gives it a tiny bit of sweetness. It is one of the best things you'll have over there. And then you have the glühwein. And the glühwein is offered in every single market. The booths that have glühwein have their own recipes. But glühwein is a mulled wine, and the Christmas markets in Europe go from the week of Thanksgiving all the way through the 3rd week of December. So the mulled wines, it's a little bit crisp outside, a little bit winterish, and the mulled wines are served warm. And they are made with lemon, the dried oranges, cranberries, they are made with cloves, and they are made with cinnamon. But depending upon their own personal recipe will be whether it is red or it's white. And then, excuse me, in every Christmas market, your glühwein comes in a souvenir cup. And you can bring the Christmas market cups home. I have a bunch of them. I use them in gift baskets. I use them when I have friends over around the holidays. This is a wonderful souvenir to bring home. Then we have the Black Forest cake, as you see here. A beautiful taste and a wonderful treat that they eat through the holiday season as well. And then this is really the magnificent. So you walk into the Christmas markets, the markets are going to touch every one of your senses. Sight, sound, touch, smell, and this is the smell. So I'm going to tell you, they must have 50 different kinds of sausage over there, and it's all good. I never had a bad one. And they make potato cakes, and they make all of these beautiful biscuit pastries, and they have all different types of breads, chimney bread. But when you see all of this, you're also smelling it through the market. So it really is, they celebrate the traditions just beautifully. So here's a picture of a great big Christmas market I wanted to share with you. I used to think for so often that the Christmas markets were really about tourism, and they did it for the tourists, but I have to tell you, absolutely not. They do it for themselves. Yes, it does bring dollars into their economy, but the local people, every day on their way home from work, they will stop, they will have a glühwein, they will meet their family, they meet their friends, and they stand around and they visit and they pick up a gift and then they go home. So very much celebrated by the local people because, of course, it is in their local culture. Our extraordinary crew members, Sheyla mentioned our cruise managers. Our cruise managers at AmaWaterways Oh, we are the only river line where our cruise managers travel with you, land, river, land. So if you are going on the Danube, and I always recommend, whether it's on your pre or your post package, to spend a little time in Prague and to spend a little time in Budapest. So our cruise manager meets you. We meet you at the airport. We take you to the hotel. They are with you. They travel with you the entire duration, making sure your vacation is seamless and you have no wants. They take you to the river, they travel the river, they get off at the other end, and they stay at the hotel with you there as well. And we are the only ones that offer that type of service. But these beautiful smiles that you see here are not uncommon every day with all of our crew members. They rise above and beyond, and this is truly their home, and they are always so glad to have you as a guest. This is the really pretty part. So it's like we have a bunch of little elves that come out. I'm usually on board when they first deliver the Christmas tree, Christmas ornaments. And within one night, they work all night long. The elves have decorated these ships beautifully. This is the AmaLaia. This is the reception area where you enter the ship, where you check in when you first arrive, or where you pick up your boarding pass to do your tours in the mornings. But the whole ship is decorated this beautifully. Each and every ship has a little bit of different decoration, a little bit of different color. The day you arrive and we get on board the ship, we have a Christmas tree decorating party, which is an absolute blast. And you go around the room. We have 3 teams. We decorate 3 different Christmas trees. We vote on them, and then the Christmas trees stay on board with us the entire duration that we're there. And then also we carry the decorations all the way down to your staterooms. So your staterooms are beautifully decorated on the doors as well. And then this is the dining room area, and I say they don't miss one spot when it comes to decorations. They decorate right here, which is always going to be the area where you're going to be able to see the wines we're serving that day, as well as the menus. This is a room off to the side of the dining room. Everybody thinks it's private, but it certainly is not. It is open to all of our guests. So it seats 8 people. You might find 4 new friends that you'd like to join in here one evening, and I certainly invite you to do so. Currently, the protocols for dining are a little bit different than they have been in the past because of the COVID situation. So right now, we have you sit at the same table each evening. And I love these. These are just kind of some up close and beautiful little ornaments and decorations that we have. But our gift shop carries things like this, the things that are made in the local cities and local villages that you're visiting. So a wonderful place to shop as well. And the prices are very, very good. But I love this just because you can see the lights and the detail up very closely. And this is one of my favorite places too. As you can see, again, all these beautiful decorations. This is in the main lounge area. And in the afternoons, of course, we always have snacks and we have tapas you can get. And there's always something going on to eat. But one of my favorite ones is this one right here. And Sheyla, I bet you had these. I'm hoping you did. This is a very small, flaky pastry. It's almost like made like a pretzel, but it's seasoned with black pepper and sea salt, and it just melts in your mouth. It is one of the favorite things I have on board. These are beautiful cookies, and again, more cookies. And then, of course, we do always offer a gluten-free corner. If you have a dietary need, you need to please let Sheyla know so she can tell us, and we'll have you meet with our executive chef to make sure everything is to your liking and we have a menu for you. Now let's go to the Danube. I love this picture. So what you are seeing here in this background, which is kind of hard to see, but I'll point it out. So you will see along the Danube, we have the 7-night journeys for the Christmas markets, and actually next year we have a 14-night journey. What you are seeing here is the largest Advent calendar in the world, and those are the days that they open these windows and greet the season as it comes upon us. And this is the route. So we have one that goes from Vilshofen, which is right here by Passau, downstream to Budapest or upstream to Vilshofen, or you can go Budapest all the way to Nuremberg, or you can go downstream. Nuremberg is it's one of the 2 largest Christmas markets in the world with over 500 booths. Or when you get down here to Melk, Austria, this one has 5 booths because the population is only 300 people in Melk. But every single village and city will celebrate the markets. So now let me take you to these beautiful cities. Budapest really is, what you're looking at here is the parliament. And the architecture in Budapest is breathtaking, whether it's at night, whether it's in the daytime, whether it's the parliament, or whether it's many of the other government buildings or just privately owned buildings up and down the viewing of the river. It really is a city of unmatched culture and tradition. It's a combination of different lifestyles. I don't know if you're aware of it, but one side of the river is Buda and one side is Pest. Buda has the old city or the old town, very beautiful. We visit Great Market Hall here, which is 4 stories, and it's an entire block long and wide, and it is one of the most amazing markets you'll ever visit. It has everything from luggage to socks to paprika and to food you can take home tonight for dinner. It is a fabulous market, and you get to visit that. But really fun is Budapest has 6 Christmas markets. So we will take you to 1 or 2 of the most popular Christmas markets, and then you have time to go to some more of the others if you wish. And I love this because not only they decorate everything over there. They decorate the buildings, they decorate sticks, they decorate everything, but I love it because they decorate the train. And so it really gives you a wonderful feeling of tradition. And this is another picture of the one Christmas market that we will visit in Budapest. There's another one not far from it that you can also just stroll down the street. You can see how this Christmas market is going to be different than many of the others you're going to see, that each person has a separate booth. And these scarves are absolutely breathtaking, but they have a separate booth. Some of them are connected in some markets. Some of them share a booth. I'll show you all the different ones. This is a beautiful market though. And then, of course, I had to show you all of the foods as they are cooking them in the market. So again, you are getting the full culinary explosion of the area when you walk through these markets. Absolutely fabulous. And then we go into Bratislava, and Bratislava is the capital of Slovakia. This city is known for its crowning ceremonies. It crowned 11 Hungarian kings and queens from 1536 to 1830. So a very royal city, if you will. Within this city, what you're seeing right here is the only Christmas market. So you see how I said the booths are very different. They're not separated. Many of them are joined together. Some of them will be one person's booth. Some will be multi-people's booth. But Bratislava is one of my favorite places. Very, very beautiful. A lot of old medieval style architecture and Roman style architecture here. And then we go to the beautiful city of Vienna, and oh my goodness, Sheyla said that was one of her favorites. This is known as the city of waltzes. It offers the most amazing, majestic opera house, and it also has the former imperial palace of the Habsburgs, which were a very, very affluent family in Europe, and they built palaces everywhere. They built them, oh my goodness, all the way down into the southern part of the Danube, being in Romania, all the way up the Danube. When they wanted to just light or land somewhere, they just built these massive, beautiful palaces. And in this city, in Vienna, you get the opportunity to see some of these magnificent palaces. The other thing we see is St. Stephen's Cathedral, and the cathedral was built in 1147. Very much unlike what we have in this country, they have a lot of ruling and restrictions, so they cannot just tear something down and rebuild it. They must always reface it to its original look. So that's why all of these places are so preserved. It's absolutely wonderful. Vienna has 22 Christmas markets. The one you are looking at here is one of the largest Christmas markets. And this is the first one we take you to visit. And right along the same street, there's 3 more markets. So you have lots of markets to visit there. Here is another one of the markets at Schönbrunn Palace. And you can see very different again. They're very close together. The booths are very, very close together. And as you're looking, if you can imagine, as the sun is setting, all of these chandeliers light up. And in addition to that, at the same time you're watching that, all of the Christmas lights come on. It is just breathtaking. A very, very beautiful, beautiful sight. And then we go to the Royal Palace Christmas Market in Vienna as well. And I show this picture because I want you to see again how different this Christmas market is. They've decorated all with live. Now, keeping in mind, anytime you go to a Christmas market in Europe, they don't decorate with, you know how we use fake Christmas trees and all of that? They do not. Everything they have is alive. And it is wonderful because it smells so amazing. And it really does set the tradition of the season off a little bit more than having, you know, the false Christmas trees everywhere. There's one market that you will walk through, and it has 100 fresh cut Christmas trees going in. So you can imagine you're walking through these Christmas trees. That is just unbelievable fragrance. And as you step onto the other side, you're smelling melting chocolate and sausage on the grill. Oh my goodness, it is just so much fun. You could eat your way through these markets, I'm just going to tell you. And then this is a wonderful place, and Sheyla also mentioned this. This is Salzburg, Austria, which is Mozart's home. Salzburg, a lot of times we will offer 2 different ways. We offer Salzburg half day and we offer Salzburg full day. I really want you to never do anything less than the full day itinerary. We stop in the small village of Mondsee. So as we're coming through the Austrian Lake District, which is breathtaking, we stop in this little village that has 1 street in and 1 street out, and it's called Mondsee. And this is where Maria got married in The Sound of Music. It is so beautiful. And it's just this little city center, and there's all these cobblestone streets and beautiful little boutique stores and lots of Christmas decorations. Wonderful, wonderful. And then we take you on to Salzburg, Mozart's home. And we do the whole tracing of The Sound of Music. And we see everything where it was filmed, where the children hid out, the Trapp family hid out, all of those kind of things. And then we end up in the city center or the marketplatz. And that is this center right here. And you have then time to spend in this beautiful Christmas market, or strolling the streets, smelling the melting chocolate in the stores, all wrapped as Beethoven and Mozart, and oh my goodness, this city is absolutely magnificent. And we give you the full day there and a little bit of time in Mondsee. So don't do it for anything less than the full day. And then we have the beautiful city of Passau. Passau is known as a city of 3 rivers. It's the Danube, the Inn, and the Ilz River, and they all meet here. We visit yet here another St. Stephen's Cathedral. I have to tell you, I think every city in Europe has a St. Stephen's Cathedral. This one, I believe, is very old. I want to say 1200, but a beautiful cathedral. And these cathedrals are still operational, and they are in prime condition. And we also in this area will see a little more of the Italian Baroque and the Gothic architecture than you do in some of the other areas. And this little beautiful little city has only 1 Christmas market. So we visit that one. And then of course we have Prague, and here you are. This was the Prague Christmas market that I showed you. But Prague is an absolutely amazing, beautiful, pristine city in the Czech Republic. And you have the option, and this is across the street from one of the oldest cathedrals with this very high spire. I think the spire is like 130 meters. And you can see how it's all decorated and coordinated throughout this beautiful city. This is the marketplatz, also in Prague. Now I'm going to take you to the Rhine. So the Rhine has the 7-night journeys as well. You can extend in Amsterdam, or you can extend in Lucerne and Zurich. So this, you see this back here, this is the cathedral, and this does it no justice, but I will show you the cathedral here shortly. one of the most beautiful pieces of architecture in the world, I think. But see, you can see here how they've decorated differently and how they are standalone booths again, not connected to the others in this Christmas market. So you either go from the floating country of the Netherlands, Amsterdam, all the way down to Basel, Switzerland, and then on to do your journey, or you go upstream. And let me just go ahead and tell you, upstream or downstream, you're going to see the same thing, and there is no difference either way. I do want to tell you on the Rhine, this is one of my favorite places ever, and this is called Rickvier. This is Rickvier France. This is a very small, magnificent, breathtaking village at the bottom of the mountain. One street in, one street out, one street through the whole little village, and everything is decorated. The rooftops have moving bears that are ice skating, and I mean, it is one of the most beautiful places you will see at Christmas ever. And so, starting in the Netherlands, Amsterdam is really known for its canals. Amsterdam has a very unique canal system, if you will. There's about 8 of these canals through the city. And when we're in these canals and we're taking you on these tours, we're passing in Frank's house. This city also has over 100 museums. So if you're going in and you want to go see the Van Gogh Museum, which I highly recommend, you order your tickets for that or Anne Frank's house 60 days prior. Because if you wait till you get there, you will not get in. They only see a very small number of people every day. But the other thing, along this elaborate canal system to realize is, yes, you see a few, you see a few extra cars along the way here, but not many cars. The main source of transportation in the Netherlands is bicycle. They have 880,000 bicycles. They use them like trucks. They put the baby and the mom and the groceries and the dog and everything they're taking home. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. All of these homes and these businesses are built on stilts, so they are in water and on water. And this beautiful, lovely place has 7 Christmas markets. Beautiful, beautiful place. You would love it. And this is one of my favorite places too. And this is Cologne, Germany. And remember, I showed you the cathedral. This is the Cologne Cathedral. This city is 2,000 years old. The cathedral is known for many things, but one of them is its river view. It faces the river. And we park right next door to it, right on it, as close as we can get. So you are right here in the heart of the city, as you are in all of the cities we visit. There's one thing very unique across the street from this beautiful cathedral, and that is that there is a museum that's kind of adjacent on the street, and it has many of Picasso's masterpieces. So let me tell you, if you have a few extra minutes and that's something that interests you, don't miss it. The culture in Cologne is a very vibrant culture. This is where the Kolsch beer originated. And to this day, they are still producing Kolsch beer, and it is shipped all over the world. And Cologne has 7 Christmas markets. This is the biggest one, and it is located, as you can see, right at the cathedral. So beautiful again, adjoining but yet separate little booths with all kinds of decorations. And I love this because this was in a candy store. Look at the candy back here. And they said this whole thing was made out of candy. So I thought, how much fun is that? I thought I would share that. And then we go to the beautiful city of Strasbourg. This is basically the capital city of the Grand Est region. It is the former seat of the European Parliament. The Gothic Cathedral Notre Dame is in this city. It has 142-meter spires. So some of the tallest spires you'll see anywhere in Europe. The really interesting part about this city, it's a very diverse city, and you've got everything from Gothic architecture to old Roman medieval architecture to, as you can see, your little planked wooded houses right here. This city was went back and forth in ownership 3 times between France and Germany, and finally was given back to France by Germany in 1944. So it is an extremely multicultural city as well. And it has 6 Christmas markets. Oh my gosh. Then we go to Gengenbach. And remember when I said to you, this is the largest Advent calendar in the world? This is it. Isn't it beautiful? These are the windows that open for the Advent calendar based on the date and the day. And look at this tiny little village in the mountainous region with a little bit of snow. This is their Christmas market. I would bet you it only has maybe 20 booths, if it has 20. But every single village acknowledges it, and they just do it to basically about the population of that area, with all of the handmade items, and the restaurateurs come out and they cook for you. It's amazing. And then you have Basel, Switzerland. Basel is the largest city in Switzerland, a very diverse city as well. You have a lot of medieval architecture here, right on through some of the very simple type styled architecture, as well as this is one of the Christmas markets. And Basel has 4 Christmas markets. So you get a nice taste of Basel as well. And Basel is a beautiful, beautiful city. And then you go and have the opportunity to go to Lucerne. And Lucerne is one of the prettiest places you will ever see. It is in the Austrian Alps, and it is in the Austrian Lake District. And it's really known, it's a Swiss Catholic town. It is considered a town or a village, not a city, because what you're looking at here is just about all there is of it. And it is beautiful. We will take you through there. We do a tour through there. And you can see how they've got their Christmas trees all decorated down here in the streets. The Chapel Bridge in this city was built in 1933, and it connected the banks of the river to the other banks of the river. You can see there's a lot of bridges now, but they still have the Chapel Bridge, and it connects the neighborhoods to the city. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful city. Lots and lots. It's known for its medieval architecture. And then we go to visit the beautiful city of Zurich. Zurich for Switzerland is the 3rd largest city. And it is the banking capital or the financial capital of this country and globally. And you can see here, this Christmas market is different. Look, they have a carousel. But anyway, it has 4 Christmas markets. But Zurich is also labeled, it's often labeled as the most expensive city in the world. So Switzerland being one of the richest countries in the world, you can certainly understand why that holds true. And then there is this really beautiful little old town area that's off the side of this Christmas market down into the city plots for the old town area. And it overlooks the Swiss Alps, and it is breathtaking, just as anywhere that you visit in Switzerland. Switzerland is a very, very, very beautiful country. So now I have taken you on your journey. It is an amazing journey. I want to tell you that Sheyla spends a lot of time in education, a lot of time traveling to see these beautiful destinations, to make sure that she, being the professional that she is, suits you with the right destination, the right ship, the right place, wherever you are interested in going. Being a certified travel advisor is very, very important, and she has a lot of education to get to that. So your dollars are safe, but most of all, she will guide you and direct you. And I have to tell you, after the pandemic hit, I don't even know where to start to tell you how important an advisor is for you. People sat on hold. I heard many people tell me that did not use an advisor, and they had to change their travel because of the pandemic, and they were on hold for 14, 16 hours at a time. Sheyla handles all of that for you. She handles your destination, she handles all of the details, and loves doing it, and will match you with what is perfect for you. What's most important about a vacation is we know it's an investment of your dollars, of your hard-earned dollars, your hard-saved dollars. The most important thing is that you have the most amazing experience possible, no matter where it is. And she is your leader to show you and take you there. So now I'm going to open it up and see if we have any questions.
Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. You were making me hungry the whole time.
You have to go. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's a wonderful experience. I have to tell you, if you feel like you really have the traditional Christmas experience here, go over there. I don't do anything compared to what they do over there in their homes and their gardens, and it's just a magical, magical time of year to be there.
It looks like it.
It is. It is. I don't see any questions. So I do want to say thank you, everyone, so very much for sharing your evening with us. We do hope to see you soon aboard one of our beautiful ships. And Sheyla's information is right here, so you can easily reach her. And as I said, she will certainly give you great, wonderful advice and do all the work for you on your next perfect and most wonderful vacation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcy.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.